Hello everyone, Medium here with some announcements. First of all, we're pleased to announce that Echoes of Krynn has again received a Signal Award for Excellence in Gaming and Actual Play Podcasting. Congrats to our fellow winners, The Puzzler, Join the Party, and Critical Role. We're very honored to be in your company. Next, Echoes of Krynn will once again be at South Carolina Comic-Con in Greenville, April 4th through 6th. Come and say hi. We love meeting our fans face to face. Speaking of faces, if you want to not only hear but see some of us play D&D, check out the Twitch stream Severed Threads Notes from the Black Ballad to see Samus and I, along with another bunch of awesome weirdos, doing our thing. You can find that at twitch.tv/mediumlive, broadcasting on Saturdays at 9 p.m. Eastern. Finally, if you're interested in having me run a game of D&D for you, or you have questions for the Echoes of Krynn cast, or if you just want to hang out, please find us on Discord. And if you've enjoyed our podcast so far and are excited to hear more, please consider donating to our Patreon. That's it for the announcements. On with the episode. Hail and well met, and welcome to Echoes of Krynn, Dragons of the Hidden Flood, a Dungeons & Dragons actual play podcast set in the realm of Dragonlance. We'll begin our episode in just a moment, but first, our players.
Hello, I am Jade, and I'm the founder of Lawful Stupid RPG, and I am playing Tharin, the Dwarven Cleric of Shidare.
Hi, I'm Cirque Panda. I'm a Twitch streamer, and I play Teely Tumblewood, the Kender Bard.
Hi friends, my name is Samus. I am an opera singer, and I play Onweir, the human rogue and fallen Solemnic Knight.
Hi, I'm Chael. I'm not an opera singer. I'm a D&D super nerd, and I play Blip, the Gully Dwarf Barbarian Habope.
Hello, I'm Chops. I am a paranormal investigator, and today I'm playing Lhasa, the half-elven wizard.
Hiya, I'm Lindsay Rousseau, and I am a voiceover actor, host, and D&D Twitch streamer, and I am playing Monto Bubalina, the human fighter who resides in Urgoth.
And I'm Mr. Eager DM. I'm here to guide and to follow. Now, we invite you all to step with us into a world of fantasy, and for our time together, let imagination rule. Last time, having rescued Prince Jarvan from assassins and the perilous ruins beneath Gwynned, the adventurers enjoyed the favor of Emperor Reddick V and his wife, taking the opportunity afforded by peace and safety to uncover the arcane powers of the stalwart shield, receive well-deserved rewards, and deepen bonds of fellowship and trust. Manto.
Yes.
After confiding in your father, down on the shelf at his forge, the offer from the Emperor to you to raise you up to the level of Imperial Guard, a great honor for someone not in a named family of Gwynned. After discussing it with your father, both of you determined that it would be for the best if you refused. You helped him around his forge, had a meal together, and then went to bed. When you awaken the next morning, it is somewhat overcast. You expect your father to be gone. He is always out at dawn, preparing the forge for the day's work. But as you come into the kitchen, you see him still sitting at the table. The hearth has gone cold. He is staring at the black fireplace with his mug of ale virtually untouched. The last time he stayed up all night like this was the night after your mother died.
Father, have you been sitting there all night? You look exhausted.
Oh, yes, I suppose I have.
Please, what is wrong?
Well, I was going to go to bed, but then I had a thought. And that's what I've been wrestling with the rest of the night, I suppose.
What kind of thought?
I think we're trapped, Zeno.
Traptao.
This offer from the Emperor.
Hmm.
If it had been coin, or public recognition, or even property up on the roof, that would be different, but this... I've never even heard of someone from our side of the Denault being made an Imperial Guard. What do you think would happen if you refuse?
That is a very good question. I don't know. You're right. If royalty offers you a prize or an increase in your station, to turn it down would raise much suspicion, I suppose.
And that's exactly what I've been dealing with. I'll ask questions. Why would Manto, a gladiator fighter, refuse such an honor? What is he hiding?
Well then, what do you suppose is the best course of action?
If it was just you and me, I'd say we leave. But even that would arouse suspicion. And it would come down on your mother's family, on your cousins.
Well, these, acquaintances that I have made, they come from outside the realm. And I do not know if they plan to stay or go, but perhaps if there was some sort of mission or quest that I was required to go on.
You've read too many books, Zeno.
To be fair, you read them to me first.
Fair enough. I think you have to accept the offer. At the moment, at least, they're not suspicious. You can always ask to be posted somewhere out of Gwynned, perhaps.
That is not a bad idea. Somewhere where I am not recognized.
Right. And then try to get away, I suppose. After a battle or a skirmish, you're lost in combat.
Yes. This is a good plan, and you know that it has always been my dream to venture out into the world, so perhaps this is the goddess's way of telling me that now is the time.
Perhaps. I'm sorry. Like I said yesterday, it's not fair.
You know I do not want to leave you here by yourself.
I imagine there's some perks to being a father to someone in the Imperial Guard. I'll be fine.
We had talked previously about seeing if perhaps you could be brought on to make the weapons for the Imperial Guard.
That'd be welcome work. Imagine I have to be part of the ceremony that makes you the... whatever it is. Pretty sure the fathers are involved.
I will make sure to ask. After all, your skills are well renowned throughout the region.
Oh, really? You talk about my skills a lot at the gladiatorial ring, do you?
They do often wonder where I get such excellent equipment from.
And then you have to blunt the bloody things.
I know.
All right. It's your decision, Zeno. I can't make it for you. But I think this is the only way.
I agree. And as soon as I get away, I will find a way to send word to you.
Best get to it then. I'll see you at the ceremony, I suppose. I wonder what I have to wear.
Perhaps you still have that...
One shirt I own.
One shirt, yes.
Still has the bag of money that you showed him. Maybe I'll use this to buy something fancy.
I think you would look very smart, Father.
I'm still so proud.
I just wish things could have been easier for us.
Someday.
I will find a way. I give my father a very, very firm hug, bury my face in his neck.
Takes his huge calloused hand and pats your shoulder, comforting. Farron, you were already at the Imperial Palace, in one of their nicer rooms. You've got a few more servants, although Linthara is not one of them. What would you like to do? Anything in the Imperial Palace or the area of the roof that you would like to take care of? anything you would like to say to the Emperor at breakfast at any point in the week?
I would want to make sure that I get my same servant back, Lithara.
Right, so who do you say that to?
Whoever's been dealing with me while I've been up there.
So you have new servants. As I said, Lithara is not one of them. You have 2 young women. One of them is named Tiraras, and the other one is named Keen. And then there is a manservant, tall but thin. His name is Giral. They see to your needs, make sure that food is brought when you need it. They are there to attend your every whim. Giral asks you every morning, the last thing they do as they leave your food for breakfast.
Is there anything else that you would need, Master Farron?
Well, let's see. Oh, yes, I do have a question for you.
Oh, please, anything I can do?
What happened to my other servant? Lithara, her name was. Lovely girl.
Ah, well, I'm afraid that she suffered some disciplinary action. There was a breach of security. Kender. I believe it must be the Kender that is a part of your party.
Yes, it is. So, who do I speak to about having that discipline removed?
Oh, that is not necessary. She's not in prison or anything. She's just, her duties have been changed. She has shown herself to be a security risk and therefore is not being allowed to wait upon special guests of the Emperor.
Well, it's not her fault. It was my fault.
But be that as it may, we cannot punish you. I'm so sorry. I did not. If there's nothing else, Master Farron.
Nothing else.
He backs out of the room, bowing profusely.
I think I would like to obviously go and see. Yeah, well, obviously I'd be going for breakfast with the Emperor. So I'm assuming his son would be there.
So you will either on this day go for a later breakfast with the Emperor, or on a separate day you find yourself once again the Emperor. Does anybody else take up the Emperor's offer for?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Farron, Teely, and Chops. I saw you nodding, so we'll have this be Farron, Teely, and Lassa at breakfast with the Emperor, the Emperor's wife, Ostrena, and his daughter, Vatia. How are you finding the Imperial Palace, Miss Teely?
Oh, it is wonderful. It's so big, I get to explore it, and it's just so much fun to finally do it, when I'm actually allowed to. It's a different feeling not having to be all disguised and sneaking around.
Yes.
Farron is sitting there sheepishly lifting his eyebrows.
Now who's in trouble?
I just begin shoveling food into my mouth.
Vatia looks over, raises an eyebrow. Why would you come to Gwynned in the first place?
Well, I heard from sorry. I heard about something, and I just wanted to check it out, that's all, and I knew I wasn't going to lose my top knot. I'm too lucky.
Glad you are enjoying exploring the Imperial Palace.
Oh yeah, it's very fun.
There is an entire city, you don't have to stay here.
I ponder this thought for a few moments and just slowly begin nodding my head up and down. Yeah, that's true. Farron, Lassa, we could explore everywhere. We don't have to worry about anything. We can just walk around and have a good time.
Yes, perhaps we could. I was quite interested to see more of the city myself, so...
That would be wonderful.
It might be for you. I would like to sample your museums and stuff. That is something that does fancy me.
Oh, the Imperial Gallery. I'm surprised you have not seen it already. A fine collection of statuary, some of it pre-cataclysm.
Oh.
Nothing that can compare to that which is in Palantis, but we do our best here.
Well, I've not actually visited Palanthas yet, but I would like to visit there one day.
Well, please, make use of the Imperial Gallery as you see fit.
Oh, I do have a question, Your Highness. I had a lovely servant. Here she's being punished on my behalf by losing her job here. I couldn't ask for some forgiveness on her behalf, could I?
He slowly turns and looks at his wife, Ostrena, who looks and smiles at you, Farron. I will look into it.
I will humbly bow my head to her.
Thank you. I did have a gift for your son.
So you said.
Yes. I will pull it out of a compartment in my top, and I will hand it over to His Highness first. Jarvin sitting there.
His son is not. He looks at it, yes, as impressive as it was when you showed it to me the first time. I am, of course, happy to pass it along to him, but do you not wish to give it to him yourself?
Well, he seems like he's a busy boy.
He has been absent for a great many meals lately.
Is he alive?
I'm quite sure he's alive. I think he is, perhaps...
Dead?
Taylor! Of course he's not dead.
I just shrug and keep shoveling food in my mouth.
I'm not sure why, but I think he might be avoiding you all.
Well.
How strange. I hope we've done nothing to offend. He seemed quite interested in some of the things we had discussed. Perhaps, if time would allow and he would be willing, there might be a time for us to meet properly.
He nods his head. I will see to it that he is here for our next meeting. And he holds the knife out to you, Farron, and you can present it to him then.
I certainly will. Thank you.
I lean over slightly to Lassa and just say,
I think I might be the reason he's avoiding us.
You don't mean the liar, do you?
No. You see, Onweir had this chat with me about, special things. And about, I can't remember, was it to take special things or to not take special things?
It sounds like a wonderful discussion, Teely, but perhaps we can continue it once breakfast is done. We gotta keep happy things in mind, right? Not things that'll worry people. Not now.
I stroke my chin in deep thought, trying to recall what the teaching was.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good point. And we have the whole city to explore together. That's gonna be really exciting.
Yes, exactly. Just think, all of those people, and so many new things to explore and see. Who knows what we might find?
This breakfast is delicious. What are you two whispering about?
Oh, just secrets.
Oh, no, not exactly, Farron. We were saying that it should be very nice to explore the city. I really am excited to meet the people properly, not just,
Yeah, that seems a strange thing to whisper about it.
Well, we weren't whispering about that.
You're confusing me, Teely.
I do actually have a request from the Emperor, if that's possible.
A request from me?
For you. Asking you for something for me.
Oh, Riox, help us.
What is it that you require?
I stand, straighten out my skirt, align my dress so it's sat perfectly, push my hair back so it's out of my face, and stand in a way that a child would probably think very dignified, but just looks kind of pompous and silly.
I request of you, O Great One, that at the festival, I may be able to recite a little poem that I have written for the crowd.
I will look forward to hearing that. Are you sure just a recitation? You don't wish to sing. You did so well during the opera.
Oh, I mean, stop it.
I flip my hand forward as if oh, stop. and then I'll sit back down and, almost putting it on top of the plate that I was just eating off of, begin scribbling down some lyrics into my book.
All right. Anwir, or should I call you Ennio now?
That's a good question. You can refer to me by my given name.
Ennio, then.
Yeah. I like that name better anyway.
All right.
Did he tell everyone that his name was Ennio then, or just no?
No, the only person who knows is Lhasa.
That's what I thought, yeah.
So we're going to go through a little period of confusion here while I refer to him as Ennio, but the rest of you have to refer to him as Anwir.
Sorry about it.
Anwir, also known as Ennio. What do you do during this week? You've already had a couple of conversations. Is there anything in particular that you are looking to do?
I would imagine that I would be spending most of the time trying to avoid people. At some point, I would probably go down to the stables and spend some time with dinner, actually. But I would, when I don't think anybody is around, probably wander a bit to clear my thoughts. So at some point, I could find myself in the gallery.
All right. There are numerous statues, some in the open air and some underneath the colonnade around the courtyard. It is a beautiful place. There is a fountain in the middle and manicured gardens and many banners hanging from the second story of the courtyard, which is lined with many windows. The banners hang out and move lazily in the wind. There are sconces along the entire perimeter of this courtyard, each one of them holding a torch. Around twilight, they are lit, and the gallery stays open for quite a bit into the evening. Very pleasant place to walk, is very romantic. You see couples there occasionally, walking arm in arm, admiring the various statuary. And you also see Farron.
What is Farron doing?
I am standing there with my hands on my hips, staring up at a statue.
So there, as I said, numerous statues. As you walk around, you see several that are very impressive. One is a very large statue of a minotaur, arms raised, muscles bulging, his face turned to the sky and his mouth open in a roar. And he has in his hands 2 massive chains which he's holding up and has just broken them in half. The artistry is such you could almost hear the sound of the chains straining and failing, as this is just at the moment of chains failing. So you can see that this entire statue has captured this moment in time. The arms in the process of separating the 2 halves of this chain. Primal fury and anger in this powerful form. There's a placard in front of it and it says, Ambayoitin. Then there's other statues. If you have questions about other statues, I'd be happy to answer them. But the one that Farron, I imagine, is standing in front of him is very interesting. It is a large humanoid with a somewhat distant but also sad expression. He is armored, wearing a scale mail with a scale mail kilt, large boots, powerful figure, holding a large hammer that has runes engraved into the very thick haft. The head of the hammer is on the ground, and he has both of his hands, one on top of the other, resting on the pommel. His body is facing straight forward, but his gaze is slightly off center, and as I said, somewhat sad and distant. Very difficult to pinpoint exactly what kind of a humanoid this is. At first glance, you think it's a normal human, although much broader in chest than you would normally see. But the more you look at it, the more you think that it might actually be dwarven. The reason why it is difficult for you to determine if this is a dwarf or a human is the fact that this dwarf has no beard, clean shaven, something you've never seen. At the foot of this individual is a placard that says, Karas.
I will quietly come up behind Farron, seeing him concentrating with such fervor, and I'll try to gently interrupt without startling him, and I'll say, I'm always amazed at the level of emotion that can be captured in the stone. The artistry is impressive.
It certainly is beautiful. Karas, I'd heard stories, never actually seen a statue.
I'm afraid I'm not familiar with these stories. What do you know of him?
Well, the first things first, you must know what the word Karas means. It means knight.
Does it?
It was given to him by the Islamic Knights a long time ago for all his good deeds that he did.
Quite an honor.
I heard stories, and I never actually thought that he did shave off his beard.
I will look carefully at the statue. Can I tell from the detail that this statue is a dwarf in genetic code?
Sure, make a perception check.
Sure. Ooh, 18 on the die plus 7, 25.
Yes, you can. Broad features, especially the nose, slightly larger than human-sized ears. Clean shaven. Strange. But yes, a dwarf. And also, you're not sure if it's just because it happens to be standing right there with an actual dwarf, but something in the eyes seems very dwarf-like when comparing with Farron. They both seem to have a similar look about their eyes.
There seems to be a resemblance between the two of you, Farron.
It was rumoured that he was very tall, and I am unusually tall. No, that would be a dream.
I had a friend who went through a series of very problematic relationships and used to justify dating these people from the most ridiculous of similarities. She likes strawberries, I like strawberries. We were meant to be together. It's funny, though. Sometimes you have a sixth sense when you feel a connection to something. You know what I mean?
I do, yes.
You'll probably notice that I'm standing in exactly the same stance with my hammer in the same position, trying to replicate him. That's probably what I was caught out trying to do.
Noticing the similarity, I will gently put a finger on your eyebrow and raise it a little bit. There. That matches the expression.
Oh, yeah. You know why he was sad, don't you?
No, I don't. Well, aside from the beard, of course.
The reason why he shaved his beard off is why he was sad.
Do tell.
It was back after the Cataclysm. Well, a couple hundred years after the Cataclysm and the Dwarf Gate Wars. And, the dwarves, hill dwarves and the mountain dwarves fought amongst themselves. And he was forced to fight for his king. And that was the shame for it. He shaved off his beard. It would have taken a lot for him to do that. It's quite sad. We're very proud of our beards.
What would you have done, Farron? Were you in his place?
I'd like to think I'm very honourable, and I think that I would have done the same.
I think you would have as well.
A very slight man comes walking by.
Ah, I see that you are admiring the stonework of Derasos.
Oh, no, it's not. It's Karas.
Well, yes, of course. This is a statue of Karas, but it was sculpted by the famed artisan Almanthus Derasos, one of the few artists who maintained their craft during a period after the Cataclysm, when Gwynned, along with every other city, of course, was reeling from the effects of the Cataclysm. A truly priceless piece of artwork from that period of time.
Oh.
This dwarf, Karas, he made his way to northern Urgoth and was instrumental in the rebuilding of Gwynned. In fact, a great deal of the Roof District owes its existence to the skill and architectural vision of Karas, immortalized forever here in the Imperial Arcade, thanks to marble and the skilled hands, of course, of Derasos.
Impressively so. Are you the curator?
I am, yes, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have regarding any of the pieces you see here. My name is Santos.
A pleasure, Santos. What is your favorite piece here?
A very difficult question to answer. Art appreciation is so intertwined with one's mood and emotion on any particular day, you see. But if I was forced to choose, then simply based on historical significance and sheer artistic talent, it would probably be this representation of Johas.
He leads you over to a statue of a king sitting in a throne with a sad expression on his face, turning somewhat away, almost as if exposing his neck. The king's features are somewhat generic, a stately beard, a ring around the forehead, wearing robes. But there's a man standing behind the throne with one hand on the throne, holding a knife in the other hand, clutched, squeezing it tightly. You can tell by the bulging muscle on his arm. Tears streaming down his cheeks.
Oh, interesting.
One of the oldest statues in the gallery, predating the cataclysm by centuries. The sculptor's identity sadly lost to time. It depicts Iohas, the servant of King Lepros, the very same King Lepros that first brought the crimes of the ancient Ergothian Empire to the attention of Venus Solemnis. He spoke about them honestly and directly to Venus's face, knowing that if he did so, it would mean his life, as Venus, who was at that time faithful to the Empire, would be honor bound to slay him for speaking ill of the Emperor. And that is why King Lepros commanded Iohas, his beloved servant, to kill him the instant he finished speaking. This was one of the ways that Venus Solemnis came to understand that the Ergothian Empire, as it was at that time, was corrupt, which ultimately led to his rebellion and the founding of the nation of Solemnia.
I love learning new lore.
I see sadness. I see sacrifice. I see rage. Is there anything here that captures happiness in this garden?
Well, there is, of course, the famed statue of Huma Dragonbane.
He points to a very impressive statue of a man with a long mustache drooping down over his chin, wearing armor. He has a winged helm in his left arm and a massive, deadly-looking lance in his right hand. He stands looking to the faraway future, resolute and proud.
Not exactly happy, but certainly not melancholic.
That was still very impressive.
The artistic sensibilities of Urgoth don't tend to lend themselves to frivolity. Serious emotions to stir the heart and strengthen the sword arm. That is what is favored here. For light-hearted happiness, there are the flowers.
So, did you say flowers?
Yes, and aren't they pretty?
I suppose so. But what about nice gems? Gems are very nice. They bring out happiness.
No gems, no. I'm afraid you will only find the purity of unadorned stone sculpture here. But if you are looking to purchase such things, I recommend a visit to the Imperial Forum.
Oh, yes, we could probably look another day.
Do you have any other questions about the artwork here in the Imperial Arcade?
I am lost in thought looking at the statue of Huma. When he says that, I snap out of it momentarily and shake my head. No, thank you. That was very informative.
Then I will take my leave.
If you'll excuse me, Farron, I need to go for a walk.
Oh, where are you going? I could tag along if you like.
I need to be alone with my thoughts, Farron, but thank you.
Oh, okay. Well, have fun with your thoughts, then.
Blip, what are you about down in the stables during this week? Do you stay there the whole time? Do you go out into the city? What do you do?
I would try to go find Manto. So I would probably just take dinner and start wandering around, poking through various trash cans.
You travel from trash heap to trash heap. There are not that many up in the Imperial District at the roof, and you are kicked, prodded, and yelled at, and things are thrown at you and dinner. But eventually you make your way across one of the many bridges back to the shelf. Eventually find yourself in somewhat familiar territory. You've never been there, but you're sure that Manto lives reasonably close to the bump mine. Do you wish to go to the bump mine, or do you wish to look for Manto?
I'm going to continue looking for Manto.
All right, make a survival check. At this point, you're going by scent.
How you can smell anything over your own stench is beyond me.
Okay, one, I smell amazing, thank you. A smell of trash and mud and rotten food and all manner of yumminess. That's gonna be a 5.
All right, so you wander around the shelf, experiencing just the same amount of bullying that you have anywhere you've gone in Gwynned. You're beginning to think that being on the surface is not all it's cracked up to be, although you do get some lovely treasures after grabbing at some of the things that have been thrown at you.
I'm definitely gonna pocket those for later.
Manto, it's about mid-afternoon, and you have finished helping your father for the day and are heading back towards the roof to give your answer to the Emperor, or at least to Praetor Exios Nitros. And you see the unmistakable sight of a pig being followed by a very disheveled and dirty gully dwarf of your acquaintance.
Manto, I find.
Blip! I've been so worried about you. What are you doing here?
I go up to Blip and I pat her on the head.
There's a force field of stench that emanates from her. So as you go moving at speed, it catches you and you just have to sort of slow down as you reassess.
Mm-hmm.
I am used to Blip's sense. And so you see my face as I walk into her aura. You see my face kind of like flinch a little bit, but then I take a deep swallow and then just pat her on the head and I give Dinner a little scratch behind the ear.
Come, you seem worse for wear. I know you are not a fan of the baths, but you're a little more, rough around the edges than normal, Blip.
No bath. You know, I no like. Dinner, no like. No bath.
What happened to you, though? I mean, normally you are just the mud smell, but there is so many other things going on right now.
I sort of look down at myself and lift my arms up, sniff my armpits. It good. Okay.
As Blip lifts her arm, there's actually something that does dislodge and falls onto the ground with sort of a, and then there's a ting, 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 as you see a little coin roll out of it.
I'm going to spin around and attempt to get my muck-covered coin back in my pocket.
Okay. There's a decent number of coins.
I'm rich. Manto, look.
Where did you get all these coins from, Blip?
I find everywhere, all place.
You just find on the ground?
Yeah.
These specific coins, wrapped up in this little piece of paper, these are things you actually got from the assassin in the theater that you looted.
Blip, coin is very precious. You should not let it just fly around. It needs to go somewhere safe.
I give Dinner? He guard?
No, he probably eat.
Oh.
Because Blip, you know, you have seen in the town, you know, that if you want things that you do not own, you give the coin for the things. That is why the coin is very, very important.
Oh. I trade, get stuff.
Exactly.
I no want. You take.
Blip, where did you find this?
Find what?
I hold up the piece of paper.
There is just 2 words written on it. It says, Cracking Canvas. That is the name of a dive bar in the shelf, one that you're familiar with. It's actually made of several different sized boats that have been lashed together, and one large boat that is actually flipped upside down, so the keel of the boat is actually the roof, the main roof of the tavern.
I find.
Okay.
On the ground.
Do you remember if there were any people around where you found it?
I'll pull my hand up and I'll scratch my head and you'll see a few fleas jump off and a few flakes of skin fall down. Maybe? I find in room.
Would I have any idea where she would have found this?
It's a big room.
I don't know, Manto. If she's forgotten where she got it, then unless she gives you more information than that, then that's it.
What room?
I just stare at Manto with a blank look on my face. My eyes glaze over.
Blip, have you eaten today?
No, I'm hungry.
Perhaps it is time for us to go trade some of your coin for some food.
Yeah.
Perhaps we go check out this cracking canvas.
Food. Every step I take. Food. Hungry. Food. Hungry.
Teely, Lhasa, and anyone else who wishes to join them. Do you want to go shopping?
Shopping! Get in, losers.
She needs to be babysat.
I don't know, is that a good idea with a Kenda?
Right?
Well, in point of fact, Teely, you have servants. For the most part, they don't engage with you. They're women who wear these very tight palas, take very small steps, and look at you and look away very quickly and don't engage with you at all. They seem almost frightened of you. However, you've been assigned 2 guards who are reasonably open to conversation. One of them is Aneros. He is thin, gaunt-faced, short. He has the dark skin of Urgoth and bleached dreadlocks that are held back by a metal band. His deep hollows where his eyes go, but his eyes are very bright and piercing. The swirls on his face are in a red ink, and a large section of them come together to form the image of a rearing horse. The other is Halonian. He is strong, very handsome, broad features, close cropped hair, and is grinning more often than not. Wherever you have gone in the Imperial Palace, they have been a few feet behind you.
So what you're saying is they're admirers of me.
Absolutely.
What are their names again? I need to get these written down.
Aneros is the short one with the gaunt face and the deep-set eyes, and Halonian is the large, stronger one who seems a bit more friendly.
I rock up to Lassa's room in my finest clothes with my 2 groupies and knock on the door.
Lhasa!
Oh, yes, just a moment. You'll hear shuffling behind the door, various things moving about, and eventually come to the door and open it. Yes, Teely,
I bought bag carriers.
Oh, are you moving?
No, it's for when we go shopping.
Oh, yes, where would you like to go first?
Oh, I don't really mind. I'll be honest, I've never really been shopping before.
No.
I've never really been allowed out in like a big town that wasn't just full of Kenders.
Oh, well, I haven't really been shopping either. I've always sort of looked at things, but there is something I had in mind that I need a few things here and there, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure. What do you need?
Well, you see that lyre? It's really something. I can't wrap my mind around it. If I had the right materials, maybe. I need a pearl. Very nice one.
Okay, pearl. Why?
Well, think about it like this. The immaculate beauty of the ocean. The endless turning of sands into something more. It's a lot like searching through memories. Finding a gem and pulling it out. It's part of the spell. It just works that way.
Oh, it's a magic thing.
Yes, it is.
That's awesome. I'm gonna get me a pearl as well, and I could pull memories out the ocean.
Oh, well, maybe. But, that'll take time and practice. Lots of it. but we can work together on it, I'm sure.
Yes. Yes.
Now, let's not keep your attendants waiting.
Oh, they just love hanging around me, don't you guys?
The large one looks at the smaller one, who shrugs, and he looks back at you. Well, it's nice to have a different job than normal to do, but it's been kind of boring. I was expecting Kender minding to be a little more exciting. You're the first one I've ever seen. You haven't tried to steal my memories, or eat my thoughts, or poison me with your vicious little claws, or anything like that. I've been waiting for it.
My face twists in utter confusion and a little bit of insult taken as well.
I've never known a Kender to be able to eat thoughts, or poison people with their fingers, or, what, any of the stuff you just said.
Don't worry too much, Teely. He's saying that, as far as Kenders go, you are an exceptional Kender.
Is she?
Yes.
Do you not represent a normal Kender? But these are stories my grandmother told me. She wasn't all that smart, so maybe she was wrong.
Yeah, I think she's very dumb. It would make sense. It runs in the family.
Well, now, let's not be insulting.
That is very... Do you think I could do that? Do you think that's something I could do? Do you think that's something my ancestors could do? Do you think I could train myself to eat thoughts? That would be really interesting. If I can use a pearl to pull thoughts and memories out of the ocean, maybe I can use a pearl to pull them from someone's brain. We should try this, Lhasa.
Teely, these are, I suppose, pathways magic can take, but those types of things are quite... they're different. But look, we're wasting time. The shops are going to close, Teely. Surely...
Yes! Let's go!
Well, the two of you are favored guests of the Emperor. And the other one finally speaks.
If you need a shop to be open, we'll make sure it's open.
No, nothing so drastic. Isn't that right, Teely? We don't want to disrupt them.
Yeah, it's fine. We could just go to the ones that are open, unless there's something in it that we really need.
Yes.
Because, like, if there was a pearl shop and it was the only one and it just closed, and, you know, we've got these two guys here that could just say, hey, you got 5 minutes? There's no harm in that, right?
Happy to do it.
Maybe not for some, but I've had requests like that before. I just don't think everybody should have to. Look, it doesn't matter what I think anyway, Teely. You know, silly wizard brain things. It's time...
I've got stories about you, too.
Oh.
A wizard and an elf. Don't even want to tell you what my grandmother told me what you could do.
Tell me.
Well, do you know why elves' ears are so pointy?
I always figured it was so that they could absorb people's, like, secrets.
Well, no, it's because when they are born, they're actually just heads. And you have to hold on to one part of their chin and pull on the ears so that they will grow.
Oh my goodness, Lhasa.
A stretching process. That's what I heard.
If I pull on your ears, are you gonna grow taller? If you pull on my ears, will I grow taller? Is that why Kenders are small, because we don't get our ears pulled?
I would have bet that's why.
Why did my mom not pull my ears?
She didn't want you to be an elf.
I can understand that.
The whole time, I keep catching myself and trying to say something, but I just can't find the words. The mixture of confusion and intrigue and just baffled.
Okay, big boy, let's go!
And I hop onto Halonian's back.
Okay.
And instruct him to move forward by pointing my arm out.
He goes off and Aneros follows afterwards. You're walking, you can tell he's always on guard, always watching every corner. As you come to a door that leads out of the Imperial Palace and through a small courtyard and then to the gate in the wall that leads out into the roof, They stop, and Aneros holds up a hand and looks back at you, looks up at you on Halonian's shoulder.
I'm curious, Miss Teely the Kender. In your home, were you famous?
Oh, me in my home? Famous? No. No, I wasn't famous in my home.
Well, then this will be an interesting experience for you.
He opens the door, and you hear, "There she is! That's the Kender! That's the Kender!" There is a crush of people right outside the gate as you come walking out. Halonian puts you down behind him and draws a large sword in one hand and a shield in the other and begins to walk through, creating a space that you can come in behind as Aneros brings up the rear behind you, creating a bubble around you as people are trying to reach for you. You feel hands picking at your clothes and getting little bits and pieces of you. It's like, "Oh, I got a piece of her skirt! I've got..."
Hey!
Taste of your own medicine, young lady.
You are the first Kender to ever be in Gwynned openly, and apparently you were instrumental in saving the Crown Prince. As such, you are a celebrity, and you are having a little bit of trouble moving through this crowd as people are trying to pick and take bits and pieces of what you have on your person as souvenirs.
Hey, come on, stop that! I'm using this! What? Some bodyguards you guys are. Make them stop!
Halonian looks back at you and looks up and then brings his shield and the sword together and makes a loud sound. "By order of the Imperial Guard, you will make way!" And people just step away, creating a little bit of space as he gestures for you to go through.
Much better. Thank you.
And I flick my hair. That's my top knot that's kind of gone onto my shoulder. I flick it behind me and stride very long steps, moving my shoulders side to side, just doing the cockiest little walk anyone's ever seen, enjoying all the praise and everything, but from a respectful distance.
Aneros comes and taps you on the shoulder and hands you a tinderbox.
This was taken from you.
Oh, thank you so much.
I put that in my pocket.
It's probably mine anyway.
Nah, it's on Wiz.
Brilliant.
Lhasa, what do you do during all of this?
During this, I'm doing my best to stay very close to the guards. If anything, the quieter man, I forgive me his name.
Aneros.
Yes, Aneros. I would be sticking very close to him. You don't think they actually mean her any harm, do you? They won't.
Not if they value their lives.
You don't really mean that, do you?
She and you are honored guests of the Imperial family.
But they wouldn't.
If anything were to happen to either of you, I would pay for it with my life.
Oh, no. Don't worry. We'll be very close and just, is it really... Do you think it's really going to be like this all throughout the city?
Once we get away from the Imperial Palace, it should be a little thinner. There are a great many guards in the Forum.
Thank goodness.
You will probably be able to move around with a bit more anonymity, if that is what you're looking for. But she, well, she's not exactly subtle.
No.
Meanwhile, in the background, I'm throwing pieces of confetti and glitter from my pockets for people to grab.
Just like, yes, take these pebbles!
Teely, as you are throwing things, you got back one of the items that was taken from you, but you're pretty sure that some others are no longer on your person.
Did I lose anything that I can, remember?
You had a lovely dagger.
My dagger!
I took one of my daggers. All right. Revenge will be swift. Nah, I'm kidding. It's all good.
I love to watch your panic about the thing that you perpetrate the most.
What is this? The consequences of my actions? Excuse me?
Your uppance has come. At any rate, Halonian and Aneros move you adeptly through this crush of people who are particularly interested in getting a look at a Kender.
I pose. I sign autographs. I do it all.
We should probably keep going.
Wait, I just want them to get, like, this angle in case any of them are an artist and they want to, like, sketch me or something.
Teely, you're a performer, so you'll understand. We must always leave them wanting more. So, we'll make another appearance later, and then they'll be even more excited to see you.
Yes, that is so true. And maybe we can choreograph something where it's both of us, so we can both do a performance. Like, I can do some singing, dancing, we can do some acrobatics, you can, like, throw me in the air and stuff like that. I can do some backflips.
This look of dread and certainty crossed my face as I say, yes, of course. And I plaster the broadest smile on my face possible. We'll absolutely perform for them, but for now, let us move away from these ravenous people.
That's true. You hear that, guys? Later on, there's gonna be a show. Make sure to show up to watch it. It's gonna be with my friend here, Lhasa. Let's hear it for Lhasa.
I just bury my face in my hands and continue forward.
Make a performance check for me, Teely, with that exultation there.
Okay. That was a nat 20.
Oh no.
That is a 27.
That is a problem. That is the most dangerous crit you could possibly roll in this moment.
I almost didn't ask for a roll, but now this is a thing. Okay. So there is a loud whoop of delight as everybody hears this, and they immediately begin to scatter to go and tell their friends. Helonian says, now that's more like it. This is going to be an interesting day. He and Aneros escort you to the forum. That brings us to the end of this episode. As ever, thank you so much for making Echoes of Krynn a part of your day. A reminder, we will be at South Carolina Comic-Con this April 4th through the 6th in Greenville, South Carolina. If you happen to be in the area, please come and say hi. If you've been enjoying our podcast thus far, we would love to have your support. Find us on Patreon, and please consider donating. Until next time, Essularis Othbithos. Farewell.